What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? It's been a minute. We're back for a second. I'm going to do a couple things for you this weekend. I'm going to do something for my man. I put him down in the comment section. I mentioned on my channel a couple days ago. I had been around for a while. I said, come on back and do something. Said he wanted to see some chickens. So I think he has some leg quarters. We're going to do a couple whole chickens. We'll pop that off this weekend. We're also going to do something on this video. We're going to have some fun. We're going to do this pot roast. It's going to be sick. It's going to be ridiculous, right? It's going to be a 29-hour sous vide pot roast. I don't think I had a sous vide last time I did a video. I don't think I bought one yet or ever experimented with it, but I got this thing down. It's like magic. And I was watching the video, like I was talking about chuck roast with sous vide when I was thinking about getting one and how you can make it taste like prime rib and how it's good. Look, it's crazy, but is it gonna taste like prime rib? No, it's not. It's not gonna taste like prime rib. You're not gonna do anything to a chuck roast that's gonna make it taste like prime rib, but you can do something to a chuck roast to make it taste like really good chuck roast. And this thing is gonna be delicious. So let's go ahead and get in this kitchen, get started, take a look at these ingredients. Start getting this thing popping. I'm hungry, but unfortunately it's 29 hours. I ain't gonna be eating this thing tomorrow. Give me a second. All right, YouTube, let's take a look at our ingredients for this pot roast. We're gonna be using kosher salt. We got black pepper. We're using a grinder. We got whole peppercorns. We're gonna grind it up because I don't want it to be coarse. That's what I'm gonna use to brown my meat with. Just the salt, the kosher salt, and the black pepper. We got garlic powder, ground cumin, onion powder. If you can see it. We got beef stock and bone broth, and it's 8 ounces each. Bulb of garlic, large yellow onion, these 2 tomatoes. Those are Roma tomatoes. You can use any kind you want. We got a couple jalapeno peppers. And we're going to use these 2 Maggi soup mix pouches. And I'll show you what we're going to do with these. Or I'll show you what we're going to do with everything. And of course, I can't forget a chuck roast. A chuck roast in here, ladies and gentlemen. And what I want for a good chuck roast, pot roast, is something that's got some decent fat in it. So see, that's a really pretty piece of meat. You can see that nice fat seam running through it. Big chunk of fat there. I'm telling you, when you sous vide this thing, it's gonna be so nice, and that fat is gonna taste so good when it runs down to the meat. But you see, it's really nice. I'm gonna cut this up like so. Fine, just like this. All right. So you can see the size chunks that I got. These are decent size. So we got an onion, and we're just gonna roughly cut the onion. Let's take the edges off of these garlic. These are like elephant garlic, which I don't really like. These are not, if you ever use these, they are large, but they're not dense at all. You know, for a piece of garlic this size, it's really not dense, and it's, I don't know, I think the flavor is a little off for me too. So I'm not using those. But it is what it is. We got our tomatoes. We're just gonna quarter them. It's fine. I'm just gonna throw those. That's the wrong bowl. That ain't it. Jalapenos, and I'm going to go over to the sink and I'm going to dig some of that out. I'll leave some seeds in there, but I'm going to dig that core out. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. Right, so you don't have to get it completely clean, but you don't have to clean it all. You can leave all the seeds in there if you want to. Just a little more heat. Very coarsely chopped. Same thing with the onion. Very coarsely chopped. Rough chopped. That's sufficient. This garlic. I'll try to hit each clove maybe once. Very roughly chopped. Tomatoes in there. Get these tomatoes on the bottom of the pan. A little kosher salt. A little cracked pepper. Cracked pepper makes everything better, baby. I love it. I love it. When I say this is good, I mean it's good. By the way, while this is doing this, let me tell you something about this pot roast, because this is one thing that's unique in an unfortunate way that happens. When you're sous vide, so there's not going to be any potatoes or carrots or celery in this pot roast. And if you want potatoes or celery or carrots in your pot roast, and people tend to want potatoes and celery and carrots in pot roast, you're gonna have to cook it separately because it won't cook in sous vide. Sous vide temperatures don't get high enough to cook any of it. You put it in, I did try it one time. And I think I left it on, it was a 20-something hour. It was when I was trying to figure out this pot roast, how to do it. So I wasn't doing 29 hours yet. I think I started off with like 22 or 23. But anyway, the carrots were in there the whole time and they came out just as hard as they went in. It was terrible. Like they didn't cook at all. Because it just doesn't get hot enough to cook them. And so you're not going to be able to do it that way. And what you can do, obviously, is just separately steam or boil, your vegetables that you want, and then add them to the sauce and to the pot roast towards the end of the cook, or even just add them to the sauce as you eat it. Probably not quite the same. As you're obviously not going to get the flavor of those vegetables blending with the meat, but hey, if I figure out a better solution, you'd be the first one to know about it. That looks absolutely gorgeous, by the way. What you think, YouTube? What do you think, man? Talk to me, baby. Talk to me, baby. I'm crazy. Put all your vegetables in the blender. And the juices that are in the pan. Make sure you get that in there too. Okay, YouTube, we got all our vegetables in there. Let's go with the onion powder, garlic powder, cumin. We got black pepper. Got a little olive oil for texture. Beef broth. Boom. Again, it's 16 ounces total, 8 ounces a piece. All right, we're gonna blend this up. I forgot my soup powder seasoning stuff that I just made. And of course, you got your drippings. from your beef. It's not a whole lot, but you don't want to lose that flavor. Definitely want to keep the flavor. All right, this is all about the flavor game. And if you take this, and like if when you were a kid and your mother did like the thing with the mixer with the hand thing when she was making the cake and she did the whipping and the icing, and then like did you ever have to get like the little prong thing that sticks in the hand in the hand mixer and then you lick it? That's what you can do with this, because this shit is amazing. Except for I wouldn't, because this has blades on it, you lose your tongue. But if you use your finger like so, oh my god, oh my god. Anyway, it's the magic, baby. That's where the magic is at. The ones I seen, like people were just throwing, I watched them making chuck roast with sous vide. They said it was good. I'm sure it was good. They were just throwing like a piece of meat in the bag. What the hell are you doing with the meat in the bag? You know what I'm saying? You gotta make something happen, baby. So that's what we do. We're making it happen. We can play around with the meat in the bag, and then we're gonna pour this in here with the meat. Now we got something that's truly magical. We got us a bag of magic, baby. Ooh, 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 you too. All right, now we're gonna seal this up. And the way we're gonna seal it up, and what you'll see is in this hot water, if you stick this in there, and as it sinks down, the heat, the hot water, will force all the air out of the bag. So you keep going down, 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 and then you seal the top. There you go. And then you got a bag that's sealed with all the airs out of it. And you don't have to go out and buy a vacuum sealer to do it. Okay, and now all we have to do, I'm gonna take this. This is actually the pot that we're gonna use. It's the same one we just used to seal it. It's also the one we're gonna use to cook in it. I'm gonna put this right over the top. And what I like to do is I'll just use a clip, a binder clip, and clip that on. And the reason I do that is I don't want the top of the bag to get submerged in the water. Because I don't want water to seep through if it loses its seal at some point. You don't want your contents of the bag seeping out, and you don't want water seeping in. So I'm going to set temp, and I'm going to set the temperature at 175. I'm going to go 65 as my set temperature. I'm going to set the timer for 29 hours. We're going to let this thing do what it does. And I'm telling you, when I say it's good, I mean it's good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's magic. And it's going to be like melting in your mouth magic. It ain't prime rib. It's chuck roast. So whoever the dude was that made that video talking about chuck roast, like it ain't prime rib. It's chuck roast, but it's the chuck roast that's a beast. So, 29 hours, baby. I'll see you there. Oh, look at that. Oh, YouTube. YouTube. Look at that, YouTube. Oh, that's crazy. That looks crazy. So YouTube, this is what I wanted to show you. If you look at this piece, it has the fat seam in it. And you see how that's rendered? And look at it. Now he's going to eat this piece. And what you do is you get you a good piece of the meat and some of the fat at the same time for that burst of flavor. It's just like eating brisket, you know, in terms of the way they meld together, the textures meld together, the flavors. Go ahead, pop it out. Look how tender that is, by the way. That's it, right? Yeah. Yeah.